Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am so excited for you to be here today. So today, sadly, is going to be my last Halloween DIY videos for this year. I am going to be transitioning into Christmas because it is that time, ladies and gentlemen. So I hope that you enjoy what we've done here today. I did a little bit of Harry Potter goodness and spruced up something that I bought from the store and then just made an extra little candle at the end here. So I hope that you like what you see. Make sure to do all the YouTubey things, like, comment, share, and subscribe. So here we are on the first DIY. So I picked up these pumpkins at Michael's. They were originally $9.99. I got them for half off, so I paid $4.99 a piece for them. And I waited for these because I wanted them so bad, but I wasn't going to pay an arm and a leg for them. So $5 a piece was good for me, and I picked up 5 of them. So these are their carvable pumpkins, and I'm just going to go ahead and use my cool little pencil here and draw a face on the front of the pumpkin here. So I tried to do different faces with every pumpkin that I drew, so they didn't look uniform. That's not the look I was going for. So a hot knife would be the best case scenario here. But I don't have one, so I am using a utility knife from the Dollar Tree, and let me tell you, ladies and gents, this took forever. So an X-Acto knife would be better because you have a lot more control, but, you know, I made it work with what I had. So I am just going to go ahead and paint the inside of the, the ridge there in black because I didn't want that white foamy stuff to show. And don't worry if you get it all over the place, a little water, a little paper towel, and wipe it because we're going to be adding texture, well, dimension, not texture, but dimension to the pumpkins anyways. So if you haven't seen Harry Potter, in one of the scenes in one of the movies during Halloween, they have these floating jack-o'-lanterns in the great hall dining area where they all eat. And if you haven't figured out by now, I'm a super major Harry Potter lover. So I knew that I wanted to do a little bit of Harry Potter funness in my house for Halloween. And the good thing about it is I am going to carry it right on into Christmas. So the only thing I'll take down is going to be the pumpkins and everything else will stay up. So I am using a combination of black paint and antique wax. So I tried the black paint first, and it was a lot of scrub-a-dub-dubbing to get it down to the way I want it to be. So my suggestion would be the antique wax by Waverly to give it... I didn't want it to look like a fake pumpkin, so we're just giving it that extra spooky look. And anywhere where I felt like it needed to be toned down a little bit, I took my Waverly orange paint and kind of just smoothed it out. So if you watched me for any extent of time, you know how I love blending colors. And so this is how I do it. I just put a color down, wipe it back, bring on another color, blend it in. So we're just giving it, we're just trying to give it a non-fake carvable pumpkin plastic look to it. So we wanted to give it some dimension here. So that is what I'm doing. And so giving it a little bit of highlights, a little bit of lowlights, and she's good to go. So I know it's not as easy to tell in the thing. I mean, you could see it, but you'll see it way better when I show you at the end what they look like hanging up. So now that I've done all 5 of my pumpkins, which took me, I want to say, 3 hours. It did take me forever. So if you have a hot knife or if you want to purchase a hot knife, that is the best way to go with carvable pumpkins. And so I'm just taking my drill bit and I am drilling a hole through the stem because I am going to put fishing line through the stem here, and so that they'll hang from the ceiling. So, I was going from one side to the other, so I wanted to make sure that I connected all the way through. So I just stuck a bamboo skewer through there to push the rest of the foam out. So now that I have my hole there, I'm going to take this fishing wire and I'm just going to go ahead and pull it right through. And then I just used the small pack of command hooks. They're the little tiny command hooks from the Dollar Tree. I think there's 12, 9 or 12 in the package. And I hung these from the ceiling and they're hanging great. So here they are. Again, sorry for the movement, but I haven't figured out how to make it a smoother movement. I used puck lights from Amazon on the inside because they are remote controlled. You could change the color. It had different flickers and strobes and all that cool stuff. So here is it in the light. Um, this is what it looks like, this morning in my house. And then you see there that I have my candles hanging up. And then I shut everything down. And this is what it looks like in the dark. I just absolutely adore it. Um, they look so cute. And so my candles that are hanging from the ceiling are they're remote controlled by the wand. So the wand is, I had to have it. And I will link both of these things in the description box below, both the candles that I got and the puck lights that I got with the remote. So, I just walk around with my wand all day long, flickering them on and off. And this is like the little area that they're hanging above. Got my Marauders map, and I got Moaning Myrtle, and I got my wand. So I was trying to give you a shot of it, and that is it. So these right here I picked up at Walmart. They were $16.88 a piece. I got 2 of them. I saw these last year and I wanted them so bad, and every Walmart was sold out. I couldn't get them online. I couldn't get them in store. And this year somebody had posted that they had come back and I went running. I went to 2 different Walmarts to get both of the ones that I got, and I was so excited. So they are so cute, and you can use them either as a lantern, like a lamp like this, or you can hang it on the wall and the lantern will hang down. So as you could tell though, this is so fake looking. Like, it is so plastic and so ugly that it needed some help. So I'm going to take my black ink paint by Waverly and I'm going to paint not a solid black. It's somewhere in between painting and dry brushing is what I did here. And I just went all over the whole thing. So, it's it takes time to get into the nooks and crannies, but put on a good show. And because if you've already picked these up and you just have been hanging them like normal and you didn't know that you could make them into something way cooler, now you know. Or if you're lucky and you can find these at your Walmart, then I would run and go get them. I know it's the end of the season as far as retail is concerned, and the Halloween stuff is slim pickings, but I wanted you guys to know that seriously, anything that you see out and about could probably be modified to be more like what you like in your house and more realistic looking. So I went ahead and painted and dry brushed and painted and dry brushed the whole thing. Switched brushes. First I was using like a stenciling brush, and then I reverted to my little squatty brush so that I could really get around the edges there. And I really wanted to take the lantern apart, but as you can see, I was having problems and I couldn't figure out how to take the whole thing apart here. So I am just manhandling it and making it work. Like I said, you just, do what you can to make it work. Sometimes it's not the easiest, but we do the best that we could do. So, and the nice thing is that once I started painting it black, the areas where the screws go in that were just open holes started to disappear. And, it just really, really upped the game just with the black. But we're not going to stop there, of course, because it wouldn't be an Amanda video if I stopped just at the black. So I finally did look underneath the lantern, and it had 4 little screws, and I was able to remove the bottom of the lantern off, and which made it easier because I really wanted to paint the underside of the lantern because I wasn't going to go through all of this and then have that gray shine through. So originally I tried gold, and then that wasn't the look I was going for. So I'm just going to go ahead and paint the whole inside cap of the lantern in black paint. So this one I used, just a regular brush to get into all those nooks and crannies because I really wanted to cover it up. That is a Fruity Pebbles, what you call it? Rice Krispie treat that my daughter put on the table for me. Uh, so I left it in there to see that we have some snacks and some drinks while I'm doing all this because I am sitting here for quite a while. So I painted all around the plastic glass there, the plexiglass, in black, and now I am dry brushing it in gold. So now you're really going to see the detail pop out. So as I'm doing it, you could totally see the detail popping out. It brings out all of the little bone details and all the little scale details, and it's just, I mean, now we've gone up like 10 notches. So we went from, "Oh, okay, that looks cool in black," to, "Oh my gosh, that looks super fabulous with the gold brushed all over it." So now I wanted to um, color the plexiglass because just clear doesn't match the whole spooky vibe we're going here. So I just took a yellow acrylic paint and then I just spread it all over the plexiglass, and I did go around the whole thing. All four pieces of plexiglass were covered in this acrylic paint. So I let it dry. Well, I used my heat tool to dry it, but so you can let it dry or use your heat tool. Oh, I did go back and stipple it with some um, um, paper towel because I don't want it to be solid. I want it to have that aged, spooky look. And then this right here that I'm putting on is Mod Podge. So I really wanted to make sure that it was going to stay on and because this is just plastic. So we're painting acrylic paint on plastic. If it got dinged around, especially when I store it, like I didn't want the paint to come off. Plus it gives it that really cool um, effect that Mod Podge does when it dries, because it's a matte color. So I was trying to take away the shininess of the plastic and the paint. So I put the Mod Podge on it there, and then I also dried that. So I'm gonna I'm working on all of the whole thing. I'm not gonna make you watch me paint the whole thing, but I painted all four corners, and I did all of this times two because I have two of these. So you can either, paint it, not paint it. It's totally up to you. Um, you could hand paint it. You can spray paint it. I mean, honestly, I recommend hand painting this whole project because um, that's where you're going to get the dry brushing and the effect so that some of the gray still shines through, but we have the black and we have the gold. So it does take some time, but like I said, put on a good movie and you're good to go. But see what a difference a day makes. So that's both sides right there with the yellow paint and the Mod Podge, and then that's what it looks like without it. Do you see the difference? It is awesome. I love it. So now I'm going to dry brush the rest of my lamp here. And so I did the entire thing. So all the way top to bottom has dry brushed gold. It's just metallic gold acrylic paint. Nothing special. You can use Rub and Buff if you wanted to. But this came out perfect, and I just adore the way it came out. It came out so cute. So then, of course, I couldn't leave well enough alone, and I wanted to have a little bit of like where the flame is coming up from, like, the hand-lit lantern, like back in the day where this would look super old and spooky. And so I put a little orange down. I smeared it with some Mod Podge, used my heat tool, and I think it looks so cool. Look at that. It almost looks like watercolor on there, but with the light on, it makes such a difference. Such a difference. You can't really see it because it's the middle of the day and the shot right here. But so here it is after. This is the after. I hope that you get the concept of how flippin' cool it came out. So it almost looks like a bronzed um, statue-esque lamp. So this is how you can do it this way. You could either do it as a lamp, just sitting on, some nightstands or end tables. What if you don't want to hang them from the wall, which I think they look super cool. And then this is it hanging from the wall, because this is how I am going to keep them in my house. And you might have to fight me to take them down after Halloween, because there's no way that this looks like it's plastic at all. It looks so good. The camera does not do it justice how amazing that this looks. So I hope you guys like this, because I love it. And it looks so spooky and so cool. And I love the difference in the color on the plastic glass, the plexiglass, and just how cool it looks hanging off my wall. So here we are for our last DIY, our last Halloween DIY, guys. I'm so sad. But I must move on. So I got this tray right there from the Target dollar spot. It was $5. And then this is just a pool noodle from the Dollar Tree. I happened to be lucky and just grabbed like half a box when they first put out the Halloween ones, which are black. But it doesn't really matter what color you get. You can just paint them anyways. I would not recommend spray paint with the pool noodles, because it will eat your pool noodle. It's some kind of weird reaction that happens when the spray paint hits the pool noodle, but you know, uh, might add to the spookiness, but that's not I don't want that kind of look on my candles here. So, again, we're making pool noodle candles, because pool noodle candles are where it's at. And I think it's so much fun and just a little added pop and fun without spending a ton of money on candles to add to your Halloween or any decor, because I've made these for Christmas, I've made them for Halloween. Um, so right here, after I initially cut them down, and this knife, by the way, is fantabulous. Dollar Tree pool noodle knife. So now I'm just cutting the tops at an angle, because I didn't want just the flat across candles. I did want the more like, it's been burning for a long time, and it's, how they burn uneven. So that's what we're going for here. So now we're just going to glue them to the bottom of this tray. Now, this tray is so cute as it is, but I definitely wanted to do, normally every year I do a new pool noodle setup, so this tray was the perfect size to put on my little coffee table in my living room. So so with this, so you put the glue on, and I suggest you put it on low. If you have the option on your glue gun to turn it to low, because the hot glue will eat your pool noodles too. So I'm just gluing them all down, and then I kind of hold them until the glue starts to dry some, to cool off, so that it stays in the position that I want it to stay. And so, as you could see, like I was pushing down and then I let go before it was completely dry, and they kind of move a little bit, but that's okay. It was still fine. So, but I love how they look with the little angle look on them. Um, it just really gives it a cool little spooky look. And then we are going to take our utility knife again, and we are going to kind of like put little marks, little slits into the pool noodle, and then we're going to carve out an area where we're going to put our tea light candle. So I just started with initially with the hole, grabbed my tea light candle, measured it out to make sure that it will fit in there, and then just continue on it. And you don't have to take all of the pool noodle out. You definitely want to have a little shelf in there to be able to hold your tea light, and that's what it looks like when I have them all done there. And I did measure all of them to make sure my little tea lights were going to fit. So this is a skeleton. It's, I think, the last one I have left over from the little 3-pack that I got from the 99-cent store. If you watched my Halloween 99-cent store Dollar Tree haul. And so I am just going to glue it. So in the meantime, I painted the tray black, and I also painted the candles black. Now, I know they were already black, but they had that pool noodle black look to them. So just a single coat of paint on them really gave them a cool, more spookier look than just like, hey, those are pool noodles chilling on a tray. And then these are the ornaments that we used in the Witch's Cauldron DIY that we did. And I just wanted to add a little bubble, a little skull, a little fun to this stack here. And then, one of these days I think beginning next year, I'm literally going to put a tally mark for every glue stick that I use in an entire year. And then we can laugh hysterically next year in December to see just how much glue that I go through, because I know it's a ton. I buy it by a huge box and I go through a few of those a year. Um, and so, this wouldn't be a Halloween project by Amanda if I didn't throw a little moss on it, because, moss makes fun, good stuff. It makes fun spookiness. So I'm just going to go around my tray. You're probably thinking, like, why did you waste the time painting the tray black? Because it's a nice solid base, guys. So you always want to have a nice solid base and then you build from there. So I'm just going to go ahead and put moss all around the edge of my tray here. So I'm just gonna going all up underneath the skull here, around my little bubbles. And I just think it's so cute. So yesterday was Friday the 13th, one of my favorite days of the year. Actually, two of my husband's daughters were born on Friday the 13th. That's so funny. One in May and one in December. Both fall on a Friday the 13th. So we could just get a kick out of Friday the 13th this year. The TikTok this morning, I saw the cutest commercial from Jack in the Box that they put out for Friday the 13th. If you haven't seen it yet, head on over to TikTok and just put it in the search bar. You'll find it. Super cute. A little bit long, but worth the watch. So I am going to use my antique wax here, and I am just going to age up our little Skelly friend because he was looking way too plastique. So we're just going to go ahead and add a little bit of dimension to him so that he doesn't look so, I just came out of a bag and you glued me to this tray. So here we are. Now, the fun part. We're going to add the glue drips. So you've seen me do this a bazillion times already. You just go around and around and around. And again, I suggest that you put your glue gun on low. Otherwise, it'll literally eat right into those pool noodles, which is kind of cool because there was one that, it did get like into the pool noodle and it actually came out perfectly. But just know that you could start with the low setting on the first layer and then put it up to high and do the multiple layers, because this doesn't all happen in one layer. This is layer after layer after layer of glue so that you get the effect of, you know, this candle has been melting. And then I use my heat gun to clear up all those little glue spider webs. So that's a good thing. Use a blow dryer or a heat gun and it'll just kind of melt them away right into your project so you don't have to sit there and try to pick them out. So I think it's looking cool and spooky. Normally I paint the glue, a different color, and this time I just left it. I just left it. I didn't change it. I left it so it looked like a burned candle. And, I added a couple more of the little Halloween ornaments here. And I think this came out so cute, guys. So for the next few videos, you're going to, well, it's probably be a lot of videos. For the next lot of videos, it's going to be Christmas, winter. I'm not allowed to put Christmas up in my house until after my husband has his turkey. So after Halloween, I do not put fall back up. I transition right into winter, as I call it. So I put up a lot of pine trees and that kind of good stuff. And here is our tray all set up. So cute. I think it's adorable. And make sure to let me know in the comments down below what you think about this. And look, I hope you look forward to seeing some more videos of mine. And I thank you for being here. I'll see you guys again in the next one.